Alright, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Bastion, and last time we brought Zia back to the Bastion, but now we are back on our way to see if we can track down some additional cores. So let's see what we have. Moments, I think for the most part we're just looking at the wild outskirts over here where there is a core detected. An expeditionary team aimed to use it to tame these lands, but went missing. So let's go check it out.
The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive. Place is so raw, even the calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it.
Okay. Not entirely sure what that was. Open up in front of us. Hidden stash, you say? Oh, well. What do we have here?
You know what's better than having a slinger pistol in a fight? Having two.
Fair point. Fair point. Okay, so it looks like, similar to the Fang Repeater, it's a weapon that we can fire a certain number of times, and then after that, it will have to reload. It's good to know.
Savage things lurking at every turn.
Ooh, hello.
Pin cushions ain't the worst of it either.
Okay, so those plants, I see you hiding there. Those plants seem to fire projectiles at us, like this, for a certain duration of time, after which they stop firing for a little bit, but then our window is closed. I suppose we should probably be doing this a whole lot more.
Good thing pin cushions can't see where they're shooting.
And that is also certainly good to know. Break through these things at all? Oh, hello. Where did you come from? That hurts a lot. Ooh. They are worth a lot of experience, though. Oh. Can we get through here? No, I think we're gonna have to go around. Oh, hello.
Pecker's got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon.
Okay. Duly noted. What are these big explosions? Hold on. Be patient. Just be patient. We'll get him. We'll get him. The one that's a little more distant, we're doing a little bit better on. Maybe don't try to sneak that in. I don't know which one would damage more at this point. But, you know, we'll get him. Eventually. Maybe. Probably. Possibly. This might be a slightly better angle. Feels like a worse angle, perhaps. Any day now. Any day now. We'll take him out. Don't worry. Don't worry, this one in front of us is pretty close to going down. And it'll get a little bit easier, because once it is down, we can move up right next to the one that's further away, and we're going to have almost all these projectiles firing back at it. Come on. Come on. There we go. Now we do this. None of these are hitting you. Oh, we
They
can also
shouldn't
do
have
that.
let their guard down.
That looks like the core. Surely it's not. I mean, there were a lot of
Core's
enemies.
right there, itching to come home.
Surely it's not that easy, right? We know there's all this stuff over here somewhere. Unless there's secret pathways that we've missed. Don't think so. suspicious.
Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another.
Exactly.
He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. Wallflowers survive the calamity.
Alright, so that back there, in this direction, is where we came from. So that's not new, but this spot is... Didn't time that very well, but, I mean, it did fire back at you. Yeah, there's more of a delay than I was expecting. There we go.
It toughened him up.
Oh, okay. Blow up on us, nonetheless? Seemed as though it might have. Oh, you were not done shooting yet. I really thought you were. Yeah, it deals almost no damage when we hit this thing with its deflected shots. I also walked straight in that.
Slinger JAWSON's old outpost is all that's left of him.
Okay, so we can at least select a new skill for these weapons, and don't think we have a unique ability for them just yet, so maybe that means we're going back to something like hand grenade, or blocks all oncoming attacks for a short time. Yeah, let's go with the grenade. Not much in the way of things that drop actual cores, or rather, shards here. A little lacking in that way. Bones, really? Ooh, okay. Ooh, bad time to reload, but sure. What is this that's dropping the... Oh! So is that the additional challenge that we put on? Enemies dropping what seem to be grenades on death? It seems like it. First, I wasn't sure if it was just coincidence, or what. That certainly blows up. That's good to know. It's like, look very closely when we finish this guy off. See that little grenade? That's what we're saving this for. Wasn't entirely sure what to make of it. Then we also just picked up an item there. This time it was something greasy, which we had already picked up one of before, but we didn't really know what it was. So it's an upgrade for the dueling pistols we now know. So we should, in that case, be able to, once we get back,
turn your back on the pin cushion.
Make a few upgrades. Ooh, hello.
Pow. Gives a wallflower a taste of its own medicine.
Watch out for the grenade. We're learning. We're learning. What exactly is
A
this?
handful of windbag shipments made it out this far. Kid's seen the last of them.
It does have decent range, so it does seem like it's a good combination with the machete.
JAWSON's boys left all kinds of stuff out here.
Bad time.
Kid's roused up half the wilds by now.
Maybe. Possibly. Oh, also, I just walked straight into that, and only once I was about to do so did I remember, no, that's not something you want to walk into. Wait for it. Yeah, we took more damage than we should have on several occasions here.
Kid's faster than a slinger with those guns.
And once again, I'm manually pressing the fire button, although may actually be
He gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead.
Excuse me? A lunkhead? A lunkhead? Do you care to elaborate as to what that means?
Lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals.
Oh. That doesn't sound good. I kind of like to destroy this stuff over here, but you as well. Oh, I walked straight into that, and that hurt. So I think what we're seeing is that it has either complete armor, giving it total immunity to hits that we're hitting it from up front.
He's been gone a while, so we're worried kid'll end up like old JAWSON.
Let's see. It is doing a tiny bit of damage, but a very tiny amount. I think that the goal is really to flank him. And that does require getting close, so we're seeing some zeros that time. There we go. That's more. Cool. Easier said than done, though. What was this? Got something out of that before, huh?
Wild green vine apples, about the only good thing out here.
You say so. I mean, it exploded. Sure, that's a good thing. Use some more of those. A sandbag.
The wild's already reclaimed this place.
Oh. Remind me, something foul is a weapon that we don't know about yet. Okay. Upgrade for that. Oh, I was aiming for the floaty thing. Following it like a cat follows a laser pointer. And then, well, it turned out there was one of those poison plants right next to it. Ooh, it's two. That's not good.
He's anxious to get back.
Ooh, it speeds up. The further it goes, that is devious. Did not realize that at first. Yes, on one hand we could. On the other hand, yeah, we should probably. I think that's about it over here. Alright. Let's get moving. That was not what I meant to do.
After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no. It ain't. Not by a long shot.
Not by a long shot, I'm afraid.
Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zolf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zolf can barely muster the words. The calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zolf leaves us here, alone.
Okay. Zolf, some kind of heated discussion and is now gone. It's a little odd, but we have a fractured monument, giving us some additional experience. We're close to leveling up, and then we can chat more with Zia and Rux about that fractured monument. So, are you alright? What exactly did Zolf just do while we were gone?
When Zolf got through reading that journal, he just snapped. Started smashing up the monument until I tried to stop him.
That doesn't sound good. What about you, Rux? Are you hurt? What happened?
Zolf cursed the city, cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home.
Okay. Well, we did still pick up a core, for what it's worth.
Zolf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The Shards.
Okay.
We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health.
Okay. Well, as things currently stand, we at least seem to have acquired all of the cores, so that's good, but we're gonna need more shards, it sounds like. So let's see where that leaves
The city brought
us.
the Shards to the wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring him back.
Okay, so we do now have a place where we can prove our skill with the slingers. Actually, tell you what. Before we head back out, what if we take a moment, see if we can upgrade things at all?
Want to stay alive in the wilds? Pack a pair of pistols and a good blade.
At the forge. Let's see. Could do it. Although we might be looking to hold on to our resources. Banded cylinders for more ammo capacity, or bullet scatter eliminated. Honestly, I barely noticed the bullet scatter, so not sure that matters all that much. So I feel like maybe we go with just the ammo
Takes a lot
capacity
of
here.
moving pieces to make a dependable sidearm.
The oversized firing cylinders minimize time spent reloading and maximize time spent shooting. Alternatively, vacuum-sealed firing cylinders provide superior accuracy with every shot. Otherwise, well, at least for the next one, we could increase reload speed, or just pure damage. And as I was saying, we might want to hold off a little bit before we do that one. The damage is, of course, an intriguing option, but let's head out. And we can now do either JAWSON BOG, where we're detecting a shard. It rests somewhere in this fetid, overgrown marsh known for driving men mad. Or we can head over to the proving ground. If we were to do this, probably would want to buy that next upgrade, so maybe we hold off on that a little while longer and go to the bog first.
After Zolf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, JAWSON Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back.
Well, that's comforting.
Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do?
Well, that's right. We can theoretically activate some more stuffs at the shrine. Make things a little more difficult and give ourselves some better
Zolf
rewards.
put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad.
Anything over here? Doesn't seem like it. Next. Where do we go exactly? Oh, down here. Okay.
But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine.
Okay. This way or the other way? I mean, there's seemingly nothing over here. Very empty. Here it is, but it seems too simple.
Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating.
Oh!
Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know.
Okay. More idols we can activate, in theory. Once again, we can hear Zia singing.
Wherever he is.
Or not.
Somewhere I've never been. Somewhere I never want to go.
It seems as though this area grows invisible. Or at least the place that we can land on is invisible whenever it goes dark like that, so we do need to remember where we can and cannot go. Oh my goodness. It's times easier said than done. This feels a whole lot like a time when we ought to do that. If we didn't miss, that is. So remember, of course, that these guys explode on death. They just keep coming back. Don't think we can damage them when their eyes are closed. Or if we can, it's very minimal damage. Are they infinitely respawning here? Not sure that they are. I think there is a finite number. They look very simple. They look very easy to take out because they are so small, but since you can only damage them for that brief moment in time, it's not that straightforward. Here's the Siren. That's a little concerning. It's phrased like that, and there's the Siren scream.
Welcome him with open arms.
Excuse me?
It pops on.
They have apparently completed a different challenge. I could not tell you what exactly it was. Close enough for us to get our goodies? Kinda, sorta, but not really.
That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella.
Ooh. Ow. That's great! Oh, I walked into it. One moment, please. I mean, yes, we could heal, but also we could get this guy out. Ooh, watch out.
What do you say to a kid who's seen too much?
And now we level up and get full HP back, so that's great. Is that the survivor in question, this guy who looks like Solf? Looks an awful lot like Solf, but then again, the Siren looked a lot like our other person that we were bringing back to the Bastion, so can we really trust whoever this is?
I'm Solf of Lura. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Okay.
Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive?
Was that a trick, kind of like when we
Sure
saw
enough,
Zia?
He finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, vine apples, swamp weeds, ankle gators.
They all have those hearts over their head, which says that they are friendly. It is a little concerning, though. I'd also like to get rid of these because they go boom. Looks like I still got hit by that. Ooh, oh no, you're not friendly anymore. Okay, good to know. That was merely a temporary thing, I'm afraid. Also, don't have a lot of space to engage with you. As we said before, it's the angle
Kid can't
really
fall,
matters.
no matter how hard he tries.
Still not good enough. Maybe we could just proceed to ignore him. Hold on, put a grenade. Well, that's definitely a pecker. We tend not to see them just hanging out like that. Love that right about now. We still try to get this guy? No, I do very much remember from my previous time, my original time playing Bastion, these guys, I always had some trouble with them, as it is, in theory, sounds so simple. Oh, just go around the other side of them and shoot them in the back. Yes, but they're fast enough, they change direction quickly enough, that that is not so straightforward, especially in small areas like that, where you just don't really have room to maneuver around. Could please get rid of that. I mean, not that we need to walk over there, but just in case. I see them.
Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown.
Yeah, but I don't think I trust these guys. Maybe I trust those guys?
Kid sets foot inside one of Sailandia's famous watering holes. He has the nerve to flash the shield he stole.
Okay.
Security's
kind of stuck in this corner there, but there we go. Got rid of the spawner at least. Well, that's a lot of these guys. Maybe we don't stand right here right now. That's one of the ones that holds. Why don't we chuck one of those real quick? There we go, that's more like it. Don't like the one that holds. Can't really... Watch out for that. Can't really make a point of deflecting it. At least not reliably. He says as he tries to do that, and then... There we go. Fades right as I'm about to block it. Definitely can't do it if that happens, but just block it, and then it can curve back around and still hit you. Go. Place the flamethrower one. Okay. Move the range to take us out this time, fortunately. Prior times, that was not necessarily the case. Further stuff? No?
Kid succeeds where the calamity failed. Would you look at what he did to poor old Rondi, the bartender?
Sorry, Rondi.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. It's so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky.
This looks familiar. Something tells me it's not so simple.
I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. He sees what's left of Pip, the bull. The gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong thread.
Excuse me? It's us? Also, just proceeded to smash us with the hammer for a very long time and dealt way more damage than it should have dealt. Please stop doing this. Please slow down.
His friend, he's come undone too.
Afraid so? Our friend that is basically our twin?
He sees what's left. Undone.
Anybody want to tell us what's happening here? Okay, we've hacked some more. Sure. Set up the fire. Anything else over here? Possibly, although the camera doesn't move for us to see it, so hopefully not anything important. We can rest. Looks like that's next then. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's nothing. Shouldn't be concerned, right?
I thought we'd lost him, but he finally comes to.
I guess so? We'll get the shard.
The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole.
Sounds like a good idea to me. So, all just sort of a hallucination as we passed out from what seemed to be some toxic gas around the shard, maybe? Maybe. That doesn't sound good, though.
Bootlickers stick their nasty thorns into his heels. Disgusting things.
Yeah, that's our first time seeing one of those.
Ever heard of a lung blossom?
I'm afraid not.
It's bigger than the stories say.
Is that so? Lovely. Get rid of this thing. Fortunately, we did. Let's try not to get hit by those, ideally.
Like a scumbag sprung a leak.
I'm starting to feel the lack of accuracy a little bit from this range. No, you're dead. Fortunately, we can block these things, so that is nice. Oh, that did get us. That is correct. Got a little greedy. Hello. Patience. Patience. So this is what appears to be, in some ways, one of the next bosses. We sort of face one against Pith, I suppose. Do we dare? Melee him? Try. I like how occasionally the deflections would actually go back and hit the boss. Ooh. That green. Just about getting the timing right. Using our little windows like that. Okay, now those things we just want to make sure we don't stand on top of.
One whiff of LUNGBLOSSOM can make you lose your mind. Well, a kid prunes it down to size somehow.
Somehow. Some way. But it is done. See, is the thing we're supposed to do is over here. Let's just, before we go through that, double check we might find some other bonus materials elsewhere. Such as those. And these. Alright. Looks good to me. Now we head out, perhaps?
Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it.
Perhaps justifiably so, at that.
A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers.
Alright, I suppose in that case, let's put in the shard.
That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business.
Okay.
A single shard can breathe new life into this place.
Alright, let's see. So, we have foundations, once again. And that's the distillery, here's our arsenal, here's the forge.
The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places.
So it's a way to upgrade one of the existing structures that we have. So the True Forge grants access to 2 additional upgrade tiers, unlocking the full potential of each weapon. That sounds pretty sweet to me. I am liking the sound of that. Seeing what other alternatives we might consider. The True Lost and Found would grant us access to additional inventory, including new spirits. Okay. We did notice how there were technically additional spirits that we've not yet had the chance to activate. We've not even gotten the chance to see if we want to activate them. I'm kind of feeling the upgrade at the forge, though, turns into a true forge and make whatever weapons we want to use especially powerful. Sounds good to me.
Ain't saying much, but that's the greatest forge in all the city.
Suppose that isn't saying much. But let's see. We have another something greasy. Oh, right. We were considering using this before, but we opted not to go that route. So yeah, we do now see there are a couple more tiers that were not even available to us before. And we see the prices do, of course, start to escalate quite a bit. But we have this speed loader chambers for faster reload speed or just the pure damage. I do like the damage.
You made a right comfortable bed for all those bullets.
Because generally, when it comes to reload, you can still reload when you're dodging out of the way of stuff or putting up your shield or just using a different weapon altogether. And so, not the biggest downside in the world when you're reloading, and so might as well just maximize the damage when you're actually shooting. Okay. And that looks like all we have for this go-round. Oh, except we do have another upgrade to turn in, or another achievement to get the rewards from. The Graver. Show surpassing skill with the War Machete. Quickly strike foes 15 times in a row without missing. Oh, that's the one that we got. Okay, that does make sense. We got this when we were surrounded by a whole bunch of enemies that were pretty tanky, so it wasn't like we were gonna swing a whole bunch and then miss sometimes because the enemies were just gonna get destroyed. No, they stuck around and they took all those 15 hits, so sure.
Gravers, the arm of justice. They seemed unstoppable.
Nice. Any other things we should take note of? Let's just take a look at the shrine. Oh. Wait. We've seen the chain pop up when we enter new areas. Is that just sort of a reminder, hey, by the way, you have a Kobe active, so make sure that you don't have those grenades land right at your feet and cause some damage to you? Because, yeah, this was definitely the symbol we were seeing that I was thinking at the time was a sign that we had unlocked additional options here, but I don't think that's actually the case. So, I mean, that's, I suppose, good to know for future reference, and then but we could swap around our arsenal a bit, but oh, also, we did level up, which means we should have an additional socket here, an additional place where we can put in one of our potions. So we've gone the crit route thus far, for the most part. Crit when we're at, well, this is just max HP, but crit when we're at maximum HP, crit tons of crit chance when we're at low HP. We do, of course, still have that middle area where we don't have any additional crit chance, but we could either go with the speed while defending. We are doing more defending as of late. Not sure that the speed is all that important with it, though, because most of the time we're just defending because we know we're getting bombarded with projectiles, and so we're going to take boatloads of damage if we don't defend, but that's not going to change by walking more quickly, so I don't know how important that is, certainly not at least in the short term. However, I mean, additional carry-on, we were saying for a little while, this was something we would rather not have to rely on, but we haven't passed out yet, so that's a good sign, and maybe it's a sign that we won't actually need this. The fetching fizz, on a few occasions, it seemed as though this could be relevant, just having a more convenient way to get the resources that are farther away and, you know, might be across some gap that we cannot cross, so I guess we take this. I mean, I would love if we had something that more directly affected our effectiveness in combat, kind of like the crit chance ones, but we'll take it.
Fizz is like a mouthful of nails, but the benefits are worth it.
Suppose that does make sense. But with that being said, I think this is probably a good place for us to wrap up here. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.